everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Historical Commission. Today is February 2026. If you haven't signed in or picked up an agenda, you're welcome to do so now, so that you'll be on our list of those who have attended. Tonight's agenda is not very long, so we'll praise the Lord for that. And we'll start with a roll call. We lose some attendance. Commissioner Coffey. Present. Ben Inesco. Here. Commissioner Vincent Walsh.
Present. Remotely.
I got you down as remote. Already present. Walter Crowe.
I stood. I have so it stays pretty cold. I just had I stood.
And Marissa Zorzi. Present. Thank you. On our agenda is acceptance of the meeting notes from February 5, 2026. Have commissioners had a chance to take a look at the notes, and if so, are there any comments, or I'm open to a motion to accept?
So moved.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion regarding the notes? You good out there in La La Land?
I'm good in Lava Land.
Yes, I'm good.
Oh, yay. All right, so let's take a vote then. Alan Nardi was yes. Marissa Zorzi.
Same.
Did I hear Judy's name?
Yes.
Thank you. Vincent Walsh.
Yes.
And Inesco.
Yes.
Kevin Coffey. Yes. The minutes have been accepted. There are no new public hearings for tonight. No continued public. Sorry, no continued. All right, and we do have a new public hearing regarding 21 Mountain View Street. Is there someone here? On up, please.
I was waiting for a call my nephew, so it's on his way.
It would help if we waited a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Thank you.
Why don't we wait? We'll move on to the CPA related requests, since there are no other public hearings, correct? Yep. All right, so the first CPA request regarding 50 Elm Street, Old First Church. Staff review is the requester seeking a determination that Old First Church at 50 Elm Street is historic resource. Proposed project involves facade restoration inclusive.
That's gonna be moved. So I'm gonna represent the city tonight. So this is a project through the Office of Planning and Economic Development and Community Development. As you may know, Old First Church is owned by the city. It's been vacant for a number of years now. There's a massive rehabilitation and restoration plan going underway. One of the proposals that the city is seeking CPA funding for unbudgeted or unallocated monies. So in this case, the facade, we don't currently have any funds allocated for. So we are seeking those funds. On the page in front of you, you can see the recommendation in the second column there. It's a full-scale wood facade repair with localized replacements, and a painting sealant program should be implemented. Localized wood clapboard, cornice, column, and trim replacement will be required. We recommend a paint analysis and wood species testing be performed to assist in defining scope and materials for the wood facade rehabilitation program. On the back, you'll see that this item is, let's see, unbudgeted. I had it earlier, about $270,000. So $290 something thousand. It's possible I printed off the wrong page. So Oh, there it is. 4421B, $283,777 after, after some other soft costs, that likely will go up to 300,000. So the city's seeking $300,000 from CPC.
So I have a question regarding the paint.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we may encounter the original paint with lead paint?
It's entirely possible. I don't know if lead abatement is in there, but I'm sure that will have to be addressed should it come up.
So probably not for that price.
Yeah.
Abatement on the whole building would be quite good.
Yeah. But I'm sure we'll have to cross that bridge should it occur. So. So as you can see there, I mean, this report is kind of large, so I just took out the piece that was relevant for tonight.
So this is just on the main facade, it's not including the 60 sentence.
That's correct, like the main facade there. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. Just. And so, consistent with other application or other requests for seeking, the determination that a historic resource and a letter of support to submit with the application.
Any other questions from the commission?
Yeah, is there any other documentation about the building and its historical significance?
I'm sure there is. This particular building is located in a National Register district. I did, as you might have seen in your packet, I included a memorandum a memorandum from Attorney Schuchart. I think the mindset behind this is since it's in a National Register district, and this one in particular is not a relatively big one. So the fact that it's in a National Register district kind of makes it historically significant and a historic resource.
Andrew, Vinny speaking.
Yeah.
What year was was it built?
Let's see, the original one was built in the early 1800s from what I recall. And then let's see if I can bring up this property card.
According to this, it says 1819, this was built.
1819, yeah. Maybe I'm confusing my churches.
Yeah, and I believe it's fallen under other historical repairs before, including the lead paint. I believe it was some of the exterior lead paint was removed. I hope I'm correct about that, because that would certainly make it easier for them to do what they have to do. But I think that the criteria required to make it historically significant is fairly straightforward here.
And we have on the property card 1890, which I guess conforms with what I was thinking. I think there were maybe 2 iterations of this church beforehand.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, so there's the property card, and then I'll just show you the historic district that's currently there. I guess it's bigger than I thought, but it comes and gets City Hall, comes down and gets to the core. So yeah, there's only 3 buildings in this particular district. So I imagine getting all 3 of them, was intentional. I guess.
Other questions, commissioners?
Well, thanks. I'm set.
Okay, I'm open.
I have a question. This is Judy. With these CPA applications, and I'm never sure if I can vote on these or not because they're going to come before the CPC for the money. So does anyone have any clarity on that? Because I am on the CPC.
When in doubt, recuse.
Okay, thank you.
I guess it would be a matter of which one do you want to vote on? Like which board do you want to choose?
Well, it would be, it's coming before us and we always look at all the applications. So, but I'm getting ready to walk inside anyway. I'll be right there. Bye.
So I think Attorney Shuchuk can correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, she could probably vote on this one and recuse herself on PC or vice versa.
But I think we're okay if we recuse because we.
Yeah,
we
if
are-
you have to vote for
Well,
this, then I would just say have a recuse on
Yeah,
this.
and just let me just add to that. I think in this situation where the potential for a commissioner to vote on multiple applications, I think that I would be happier if she recused for all of them, because we just don't want to, even if there are logical and arguable reasons why she doesn't have to recuse for one, because I don't think it looks good if she recuses for one and then doesn't for another.
I agree.
So, I mean, Attorney Shuchuk can straighten this out, but a recusing is, I think, is appropriate at this time.
Couldn't have said it better, Vinny.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if there's no other questions or commentary regarding this particular property, I'm open to a motion to determine that this property is a historic resource.
So
Do I have a second?
I would second that motion.
Further discussion before I take a vote? Okay, we'll start Vincent Walsh,
Yes.
Aaron Escort, Kevin Bonte. Yes. Justin Marty, yes. Judy. So is. No, there's no lots for like this. No. No offense. Okay, and the rest of it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We're moving to 167 Berkshire Street. Staff review, I'll read it. The requester seeking determination that the building at 167 Mulberry Street is a historic resource or to be found as important to the community because of its history, architecture, archaeology, or culture.
I think it's Berkshire Street.
Yeah, Berkshire Street.
One first. Right, but I'm reading something incorrect.
Yeah, it's possible. Oh, yeah, no, you know what? That is correct because this isn't located in a historic district. So that's where we have to make a determination.
But 167 Berkshire Street.
It says Mulberry Street. In the
Oh, my bad.
description.
Yeah, I must have copied it.
It's just a text.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Proposed project, the project involves a full roof repair and restoration of the original wood cornices and eave. The technical restoration of the original 1905 wood, stabilization of the front porch and replacement of obsolete internal beams and floorboards, and the treatment and painting of the facade. So I'm assuming you have some discussion on this.
Yeah, and the applicant is unavailable today. He's unavailable today, but this particular property is not located in a historic district. So we can hold off and have the person come and talk further, but you know, the house I have right here, you know, if this is gonna be a non-starter for you guys, I can at least let them know.
If it's not in the historic district, do we have a purview?
Well, maybe because of its age.
And this is where Attorney Shuchuk's email comes into play. If it's not on the list, it can be considered a historic resource under CPA, determines it to be locally significant. Although there is no guideline in the act for how the historic commission should make this determination, the commission should consider using well-established national register criteria for making determinations of local significance. So national register criteria for evaluation, the quality of significance in American history, architecture, archaeology, engineering, and culture is present in district sites, buildings, structures, and objects that possess integrity of location, design, setting, materials, workmanship, feeling and association, and that are associated with events that have made a significant contribution to the broad patterns of our history, or that are associated with the lives of persons significant in our past, or that embody distinctive characteristics of a type, period, or method of construction, or that represent the work of a master, or that possess high artistic values, or that represent a significant and distinguishable entity whose components may lack individual distinction, or last, that have yielded or may be likely to yield information important to prehistory or history.
Can you get us on Google and give us a view of the property and the streetscape on the other side of it?
Yeah. And I see Kevin, useful question.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, well, the applicant has provided documentation, I think on the second page. And then there is a historical condition cut sheet. And there is a cultural resource information system sheet, which I think substantiates the history of this, the history of the house and the history of the residents of the house. Which is what I would be looking for in terms of making a determination.
So the petitioner is asking us to determine if this is a building of historic, so as a historic resource, right?
Yeah,
That's what
sorry,
they want.
Bruce. Yeah, it's what did I write? Everything. That's the standard we have to use.
It's a historic resource, so it's important to the community because of its history, architecture, archaeology, or culture. And to issue a positive determination of building as a historic resource.
Would you possibly zoom? Give us
And then you pick one of those other four, has to be one of those other four after that first paragraph.
Oh, okay, so after the first.
So those, yeah, it's an or, it doesn't have to be all four, but it has to be the first paragraph and then one of the other four that are listed there.
Okay,
So we need to specify which of these it would fall under.
yeah. Maybe this way is better. Some tree. And you said you want to see streetscape, right?
Yes.
Oh, this is the fire station.
Yeah.
That's correct, that we reviewed a couple of times.
It looks on the porch.
Yeah, somebody who's thirsty. Judy, can you read those? We're learning to.
Well, yeah. If we were to make a motion, it would be to find that the building located at 167 Berkshire Street is a historic resource or is important to the community because of its history, architecture, archaeology, or culture, and to issue a positive determination that the building is an historic resource.
And I wanted that again, because that building does have some architectural significance compared to the other properties around. No doubt about that.
The four criteria are events associated with it, associated with the lives of persons who are significant, to embody the distinctive characteristics of a period, type, method of construction, or that represent the master. Would you say that was
Yes.
simple?
I'd say that.
Yeah, number C, letter C.
The other C. The fourth one was may be likely to yield information important to prehistory or history. That was their case. You definitely see.
Definitely see.
So Attorney Shuchuk, we have to use the number
Yeah,
one.
I believe it'd be C for this one.
You would do C as well?
Yes, so that's what I would say. But I'm not a voting member, so.
Okay. Kevin,
Well, I'd argue also that B is out of here. And I think the petitioners made, demonstrated that in a couple of places. It was the residence of the firefighter who staffed the firehouse on the corner. That's who built it. And then it was also used as a convent for 50 years. So I think both of those are significant. Those are significant people.
and I would say yes, and the use of the building as well.
Yeah.
So I agree. So they number was actually, was it?
B and C,
C and
B and C, two B and C.
Yeah, I didn't have that other info in front of me, but I definitely would have said B as well. So I was just looking at the house.
Thank you, attorney. Okay. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair. The the information relative to the use is probably that's not that significant of a historic construction. Those types they're all throughout the city. I mean, obviously the older neighborhoods, and this one has one right across the street from it. I think that's a similar construction, but the other houses in the neighborhood are not, it's not, I don't think it would be a historic neighborhood. So it would have to be based on the use or some other historical relevance as opposed to just the construction or the location of the house.
So the city is restoring the station where a firefighter worked.
No, the fire station has been picked up by that's private ownership now.
The fire station, I'm pretty sure, is still owned by the city. You might know it. We're working on a preservation restriction for it.
Right.
I think that his argument is that because of its tie to that, it weaves a significant portion of Indian Orchards, the history of Indian Orchards as part of its own. The fire station, the where the sisters lived.
Yeah, I did know that was a convent for a long time. I knew the family that lives there. Maybe some of them still do.
Any other discussion? All right, so I'm open to a motion to make that determination based on those items that we've discussed.
I'll make them.
Okay,
You find that the building located at 167 Berkshire Street is a historic resource. And is important to the community because of its history and architecture and culture and to issue. And according to strike that, it's associated with the lives of persons significant to our past and embodies the distinctive characteristic of a type and method of construction that represents a significant and distinguishable entity whose components may distinguishable entity.
Okay.
And is therefore a historic resource.
significant. And do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Amy. Further discussion? And so I'll take a vote. Vanna,
Yes.
Evan,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Marissa,
Yes.
Judy.
Abstain.
Marty.
Recuse.
Okay, thank you. We have one more, I believe. 101 Mulberry Street. Staff review the requester seeking a determination that the Mulberry House at 101 Mulberry Street is historic resource. Proposed project involves repairing and restoring the roof. That's,
Yep. And we have,
oh, we do have something there. Was this, the residential address for record?
My name is Cynthia Jones, and I'm the treasurer of the board of trustees of the Mulberry House. 101,
Your own residential address?
excuse me,
Your own residential address.
101 Mulberry Street, Springfield, 01105.
And
I'm Robert McDonald. I'm the Board of Trustees President, and I live at 101 Mulberry Street, Springfield, Massachusetts, 01105.
Why don't you talk to us?
Good evening.
Right.
Good evening. So, this is our second year coming before the commission to seek support for our application for $300,000. And, last year you granted us that. Unfortunately, we weren't awarded the money, but we're coming back again, trying to obtain at least some partial funding to be able to complete this project. The roof is in dire need of repair and restoration. And we're concerned with the integrity of the overall building at this point. We'd like to do a lot more within the building, and it is an old building, it's built in 1955. It is within the Ridgewood local historic district. So, as my application, or as my letter stated, we feel like this building does have some social significance, being on Mulberry Street, being affiliated with Dr. Seuss. I mentioned that when the museum opened, the parade came down Mulberry Street, and majority of the people who were spectators lived at 101 Mulberry Street. We have banners down the street saying Dr. Seuss. We'd just like to be able to do a lot more for the community and try to really work closely with the museums, using Mulberry House as a place to make those things happen. But until we really get the building in better shape, we're just not going to probably be able to do that. So, I'm open to questions.
Anything else, commissioners, questions, comments? I am familiar with the building as this building is definitely unique for the architect, and the architecture from the time that it was built, very unusual, actually. So I can vouch for the fact that it is significant from an architectural standpoint. And I have been up on the roof, but several years back, and now it looks even worse. Significantly worse, so I would say, hurry. It's about time.
Yeah, I'd like to add that we have a new management company. Basically a vote of no confidence in our previous management company who had been seeing or having oversight of the building for over 30 years. And so we're really hopeful that the new management company will do a better job overall of, helping to maintain once things get fixed, that we'll have regular inspections and repairs before it gets as bad as it is now. And that's like throughout the building, but this is the major exterior issue that we're facing now.
We always start from the top down.
Yeah, exactly.
Other questions, comments, commissioners? Yes, is it possible to see this on the street view on Google?
yeah, I can show you the building, let's see. And I guess I can show you an aerial view, I don't know how. Actually, let me do it from Atlas. We have a 2025 aerial.
Like keep
Yeah.
It's a unique building.
Very unique.
We have 120 units, all of them are occupied.
Most of the other, if I remember.
I don't think so, not at this point, but we're also working on them.
Yeah, there's a few things that we have to work on with that. That's one of the issues. Yeah,
So now the street views though,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
the.
this is fortunately just get an angle, we won't see much.
That's the building.
Yeah.
that's the building.
That's the-
It's-
That is really clever, the way that's done. So you get a lot of light into those.
Yeah, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, you said move the airport?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I do know the name, it's not coming to you, but
I'm just curious.
way back when I looked it up, it's somebody from, I think it was on near the Worthington Street. But it's not coming to me,
Just curious, doesn't know.
but yeah. Yeah. It's definitely significant.
Fair knowledge, anyone get this people.
Someone like that in the library for weeks.
Research.
Microfiche.
Yes, I remember.
If I could any intrude the messages.
But I know what you're talking about. You did get a letter last year because I remember you coming to the CPA for this. So they're just looking for that letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Determination.
Yes. Yeah. Like a renewal, because you want to come again to the CPA. Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely all know what we're involved in, so.
Yeah.
Commissioner Walsh, any comments or questions?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Unmute, thank you for yelling at me. I was just noting that how many significant buildings, properties around that street. It is an immensely historical street. And I think the uniqueness of this property also lends it towards the historical significance. So I have no issue with this, with being okay with it.
All right, there's no other questions, commissioners, I'm open to a motion. We determine this property to be of historical resource.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, next door, do it a second,
Second.
thank you, Commissioner. Question before I take the vote. Okay, Marissa,
Yes.
Kevin? Yes. Dana?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes,
Judy is abstained. Now Larry is yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. See if it finds me then. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we can go back, if it's okay with everyone, 21 Mountain View Street. Yeah, okay, come on down. You're welcome. Please state your name and residential address for the record.
Nikolai, Deepan. In Agua, 605 South Woodson.
Pablo Yusenko, 34 Elm Street, Springfield.
I'll read the overview. The petitioner submitted application for certificate of hardship for the purpose of resolving various violations that are identified by staff. One, windows. 2023, shortly after fire petitioner submitted application is placed to the building siding and windows. The commission needed more information as it related to the windows and continued hearing the future date. The petitioner or representative did not attend the commission, rejected the window portion of the application. Subsequently, the unauthorized installation of the windows was completed. The installed windows appeared to be vinyl Max, the Eclipse series. Door, the front door, first floor front door was replaced without approval. Next, foundation. The petitioner advised that there was a cracked foundation and therefore covered it with a concrete stone pattern. Next, chimney. The chimney was apparently deconstructed and removed after it partially or may be fully collapsed as a result of the fire. And finally, the roof. The roof issue appears to have been resolved as a building permit and certificate of compliance has been issued in correspondence with Alvin Allen. With the use of the commission. So I'm going to tell us the thoughts about the property and this one. Here it is.
What exactly are you guys asking for us to do for, to resolve the issues?
You want me to give some greater context?
Sure.
Okay, so, in 2023, after the fire, someone had attended the historical commission meeting. Was that you that attended or something else? Yeah, okay, so, at that time, the siding and windows were on the previous application, which is in the packet here. The siding was approved by the commission. At that time, the commission needed more information about the windows, so they never made a determination on whether they were going to approve the replacement windows. Then at the next hearing, when it got continued, a representative didn't show up, so they ended up denying that applicant, the part of the application relating to the windows. So,
But the siding
was approved. So, from a process standpoint, the windows were never approved. So, and then we ended up discovering that other renovations included the door, which also was not approved. I also was hearing that the roof, was changed, but like I said, that ended up getting resolved as we were going through this process and doing more research. So it looks like Alvin was in contact with you and the building department. I didn't see necessarily a certificate, but there was clearly some communication there. And then they got the building permit, certificate of compliance was issued. So at that point, we're good with the roof. The chimney is a little bit of a blind spot for me. From what I'm gathering, it sounds like it might have partially collapsed or fully collapsed during the fire. From what I heard from Luba, it sounded as if Alvin might have said it's okay to remove it. That's kind of unverified, but we can discuss further. And then the last part would be the foundation. From what I understood, the foundation was cracked, so you kind of put some additional material on. So those are like the 5 components that are outstanding. The roof is resolved. It's the other 4 issues that we need to discuss, which are the chimney, the windows, the door, and the foundation. Those are all unimproved, and from a process standpoint, any work done to the exterior of the building shouldn't go forward without approval from the commission. So your almost here, you're here basically asking to either get approval for all the work you've done. But if the commission feels as if it doesn't meet the historic standards, they could potentially ask you to redo part of the project. So that's essentially where we're at.
Now, can we separate each of these issues, and vote on them all separately?
I think from a process standpoint, it might be easier for you guys to hand. Yeah.
So why don't we start, the roof we already know is not anything that we need to worry about during this meeting. The next is the chimney. Can you talk to us about the chimney's gone now?
So it's completely gone. It was most of it was collapsed in the third floor, and it was removed because of the fire.
Okay.
So there's nothing that could be done to reverse that anymore.
Well, it could be rebuilt, but
Rebuild, it's
if it needs.
yeah.
So, and when you were talking with Alvin about it, was he aware of the fact that you were?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
And
remove
did he give you any determination about it, or thoughts about
it.
it?
I'm pretty sure he said it was okay to
So we can.
Mr. Chair,
I'm sorry.
Al, I just wanted to jump in when I can.
Please.
Yeah, the chimney is something we have in the past allowed chimneys to be removed. But it's still, so I'm gonna suggest that I probably would have voted to do it. But if Alvin didn't have, in his position, he didn't have the authority or ability to okay somebody to do it. He might have said to him that he thought it would get approved, whatever. But he didn't have the authority to do it. So I don't want to take that off the list. But on the other hand, I do have to admit that we've done it before when chimneys were collapsed and they were no longer a functional part of the house, and it takes away a little bit of the historical look, but not so much. So I would suggest that we maybe can just take that. I mean, the roof's done, the chimney's gone. I suggest we just okay that.
Okay, so what I wanted to add to that is, are there any photographs that shows the chimney not collapsed? Anything to that effect?
Yeah, he's sure I did find. No, he couldn't find any. He's the owner of the house and just here helping him translate.
So from what I could determine based on looking through these photos and cross-checking with other photos, it seems as if the roof might have collapsed. I couldn't tell what this was.
That's a stud.
This
That's a
is
stud.
Yeah.
Stud, yeah.
Yeah, that's just what I'm.
folder in 2023.
Then there are essentially duplicates of this. I think this was the photo that I determined that it.
Then something is missing here because I recall a whole different group, a different man coming before us. It was a young Asian guy with dark hair. And I know that they were different pictures than these. And we don't have that. So you always own the property?
No, my uncle, he bought it.
When did you buy it?
4 years ago. 2023, we bought it, no? 2022. He bought it after the fire damage.
Right, but the person who came before us wanted to make all these changes. And I know we was like, okay with the siding, but the windows were not okay.
Right.
And then new people came in front of us and everything was done. So I don't know what happened in between that, but there's different pictures besides these. And I can see them in my head. And I remember this property because I live around the corner. So there's something.
I can go pull the fire.
No, there's something different that's missing. But anyway, go ahead.
So,
That's the chimney. as
yeah,
it
you can
was
see the
before-
chimney as it was
Before the fire.
before the fire. Maybe this would be where the chimney would be. So through here.
Because he had the
Oh, you know what I was looking?
the floor was pulled in and you could see the and I want to say the house was blue. Is anybody here from 21 Mountain View? Was the house a bluish? No? Wasn't it bluish in there? Was it?
Years ago, yeah.
Oh, this house was.
You remember Civic in the valley, it's like, what's that? No, that was blue, quite a few years ago, yeah.
Like several years ago.
Prior to the fire.
Yes.
And there's a picture of it, blue.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever color it was when he bought the house, it's pretty much the same color as the siding where it was burned, was replaced with
Yeah.
cement board. Siding to match whatever
And
it
that's what the
is.
guy did, and I do recall
It
that.
was painted the same color it was when we bought it, so nothing changed to the color.
No, but the presentation did something.
We want me to go get the file?
What is it that Bob shares about?
I don't recall seeing a chimney, and so maybe the chimney was totally gone. But there's something about the second floor of 21 Mountain View that it was just so damaged. But it didn't look just like that. And we approved windows, but not the ones we were gonna approve, but not the ones you guys put in. We wanted the person, and it wasn't you, we wanted the person to come back with the historic windows that we do. And then none of that happened, and now we got this new with all these modifications that we never approved. So now the building permit, what did that do?
That was only for the roof.
Right, so you just operated under a roof permit and made all those other changes? I'm asking. Or did you get permits for the window and for the thing, because then it'll be a whole different discussion.
And the building department did not, right, I mean. Permits.
So. The remedy, my opinion. Is if we're gonna take each issue. We gotta say, okay, either we're gonna approve the windows they have, or we're gonna ask them to remove them and replace them. We're gonna approve the chimney, we're gonna approve the doors, we're gonna approve the foundation, so if we're gonna take it like that. What do you think, Vinny?
I'm with you. I agree that we should take it separately, and I think we should take there's 2 or 3 items that I think would have been approved by us, or at least a couple of them. And obviously the roof was burned off, so if it was, as long as they weren't making a big structural design change to it, if it was recreated the way it was, we would have approved it with asphalt shingles. The chimney being removed, I know we've approved under similar circumstances several times in the past. So those things, in my mind, those are off the table already. The siding they did use the siding that was approved. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so we're dealing with a front door that looks like it's smaller than what should have been there, but it's not an awful door. And the foundation, I remember about the foundation on that too, whatever they were going to do. I just remember it was a kind of sticking point with us. And so the windows, we got to see what they put in there. I'm not inclined to approve just any window because they didn't get a permit and put them in anyways. So it's got to be, if we can approve everything else, great. I'd be happy about that. But the windows are still going to be a sticking point with me.
Could we address the things we can address and then go with the sticky ones?
I agree. So right now we're sticking with the chimney.
Yes.
In an historic photo from Mass Live, where the chimney was, the firemen are actually working. That place in the chimney is gone.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Yes.
probably did collapse during the fire.
Yeah.
It looks like it's right on that.
Yeah.
So there's two windows.
What was connected to the chimney?
Was it used in any way?
I mean, the furnace was.
Furnace.
Probably a furnace, but that was gone as well.
Fireplaces in the house?
No.
So just was for the first.
Yes. So all the stuff that's in there is.
Actually, you didn't get a permit to. We matter, that would have had to have been permitted to remove the chimney if it's the furnace, I think. Yeah,
Well, you can put in a furnace and that doesn't need that particular type of.
right, but it would still be furnace. I believe when the chimney was being removed, it sounded as if, when I was talking with Luba, that they were in touch with the building department regarding that, so.
But you don't have a record about electric heat?
I guess I didn't, but just.
Or that's, it's a gas, but it's power went to the side.
It's a gas furnace.
Yes.
You put exhaust on the side of that.
Yeah, all the stuff is now, doesn't use what the chimney.
Okay. Any other questions regarding the chimney? Because we're gonna vote on each of these items. So I'm open to a motion to determine that since the chimney had collapsed during the fire that and it was no longer needed to be rebuilt, that it's no longer an issue as far as the commission is concerned.
So
And you have a second? Do I have a second?
Yeah, I think so.
So yes, second, listen.
Yes.
So I'll take a vote on the chimney.
Hold on 1 second. Andrew, are we subject to public
Yeah, we probably should, since we're
Thank you.
doing motions.
So this is.
if we'd had all the public commentary before, then we wouldn't be. But I don't know that we did on these, we didn't on these specific things. So if we could do that, that would just, I think,
Yeah.
clean up a loose end.
This has been in public notice as a new hearing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
If there's no other questions from the commissioners, I'll open it up to the public. Is there anyone here who would like to speak regarding the chimney at 21 Mountain View? Yes,
I will.
Harry.
This is my last meeting here.
Okay.
I approve of
Name
the,
and address first.
I'm sorry, Harry Seymour, 68 Washington Road. You'd think I would know it by now. I approve of the removal of the chimney as stated in the motion.
Okay. Anyone else? Regarding the chimney? Okay, so I'll bring it back to the commission, comments. Further discussions? I'll take a vote on Dana's motion. Vincent Walsh,
Yes.
Dana,
yes,
Kevin Coffey,
Yes.
Al Nerdy, yes, Judy
Yes.
and Marissa.
Yes.
So behind, we've got the roof and the chimney behind, so let's take the foundation next. It says that there was a crack in the foundation and talk to us why you took the action that you did to cover the crack rather than repair it.
It would have looked different all over the places, like with repairing the foundation, so they just decided to put the mesh on it and do whatever they did with the concrete.
It was a concrete foundation or virtual.
We done with concrete should be. It was brick, but it was already covered in some kind of mortar before.
So they probably washed it with a mortar over the brick.
Yeah, but it was all bad all over the place, so we just.
Can we see a photo of that?
Question.
Yes.
It repaired before you covered it? Did you fill the cracks and repair the foundation before covering it?
Somebody else did before us.
It's gonna be like the best I can get.
Can you make that larger?
Let's see.
Just little shadows.
So what you're looking at is a mortar rub finish with the top of some brick.
Mm-hmm.
That's failing, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, even for that, the age of that house, it was probably just brick in mortar to start with, and somebody covered it up after.
That's not original, that's for sure.
Yeah. Here's another case where, while I don't like what they did, I think it's as a hardship, an acceptable thing, because it's not terribly visible. It's minimally visible. And while I would not have approved it if they said that's what they were going to do, what we're trying to do is we're trying to, walk the line here between a hardship and not a hardship. So.
Is there a street view, Andrew, so you can see how long the foundation you actually see?
We can try, this is from the house next door, not the blur, so there's everything. So.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit challenging, but it looks.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, really try.
What was the damage on the right side?
It was all over the house.
It was
Yeah.
all everywhere. We used too thin a mortar.
And keep in mind, this is 2015 imagery, so I might have one back in the.
I have to agree with Commissioner Walsh that it is minimally visible.
Mm-hmm.
And the repair would have been to power grind all that loose mortar off, which could have damaged the brick.
Mm-hmm.
So some form of covering a new concrete wash or something else would have been the solution.
When voting on this hardship, can you be very particular in the fact that there was a fire and all that for each particular aspect? If you want to go back to the chimney as well, if there was a fire and caused the chimney to collapse, and that's why we're accepting the hardship, and for this foundation, something very similar.
There's no doubt that the foundation probably took a beating with the water that needed to be
Right.
pressure flowing across this building. Okay, further comments or questions from the commissioners?
Since we've already done the motion on the chimney, would it be as simple as that we have a motion adding the commentary that the house was damaged and the chimney collapsed in a fire, and we want to make sure that that is in the record for the hardship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the recording as well.
Yeah.
Right, but so moved. That way we vote on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me open this up to the public regarding the foundation. Do I have any comments from the public, either in favor or not, regarding the covering of the foundation?
I'll say something.
Sure, give us your name, residential name.
Ellen
and-
Gallagher, 34 months.
Thank you.
We've been in our house for 40 years. We've done a lot of foundation repointing, is that?
Yes.
It's doable, because we've been doing it, we still do it. This just doesn't look like the rest of the houses, every other house has brickwork.
Okay.
It really
stands out. I think what I'm hearing is you're not in favor of what was used.
Oh, I'm not.
Is there anyone else?
I'm not Thomas Gallagher.
Yeah, please.
Say 34 non-gables. I'm also opposed to what they've done here was mirroring. I haven't seen it. Any pictures of, what the condition was after that fire, I think it would be. We should be able to see that.
I think Phil Lazari, building. Did you know Bill Lazari? That was his house. He was a building.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Jeremy Young, 30 Western View. We walk our dogs in that neighborhood, and from the sidewalks, you can visibly see right down the side of that,
Yeah.
and it does stick out.
So am I hearing you are not in favor of that too? Anyone else? Public? Yes.
Jamil Hodge, 40 Western View Street. I just looking at the pictures of, it almost looks like that was just peeling paint, because we see a lot of similar where people paint the foundations and then the paint, painting, brick isn't a good thing to do when the paint wears. So I was questioning whether or not that was actually an applied mortar or stucco or some sort of rubbing, if it was just paint that was peeling off, because you could kind of see the mortar joints clearly in the photos that we were just observing. So I'm not a big fan of the finish that's on there either. But again, I just was curious as to whether there was in fact an applied finish here, if that was just peeling paint that we were seeing in these photos.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
I'm Harry Seymour, 68 Washington Road, and I have a question. Were there letters about this property? Did you receive letters? Because I know there's been a lot of concern about this property.
You mean letters written to the commission?
Yeah, yes.
I don't know.
There were in previous rounds, but I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything for the new hearing.
There were letters, I believe, a couple of meetings back, but I think, and if there's residents here who submitted or signed a petition, you can correct me. It was more for what was gonna be done with the property after. Outside of the aesthetics, it was more of, there was a young lady here like advocating for what was gonna be done with the property afterwards, and it was gonna become a rooming house or something. But that's the only thing I recall about that.
Is that still the plan?
Oh, I don't, because, I have no idea.
The buyers backed out, so it's not lost.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? So I'll bring it back to the commission. Can we have a photo of what is there now? What was supplied? And what is that material? Is it a plastic? Is it
It was like sit concrete.
It's concrete?
Concrete, yes.
The foundation. The
Yeah,
foundation.
that.
Yeah.
So this is concrete and then scored to look like the stone?
Mhm.
Commissioner Nardi,
Yes.
what could be done to improve the aesthetic of that foundation at this point?
Well, if it is concrete, you could apply a bonding agent to it and do a new concrete rub finish over the top of it. My concern would be is how is this applied? Is it mortared?
So there was mesh nailed with masonry nails to brick. And the concrete finish was applied to it, and then once it was dried, it was scored.
Okay, so it's just not laying against it, it was actually.
Yeah, it was
Anchored into
anchored to the old foundation, and then the mortar, the concrete sticks to that mesh, so it was done.
Yeah,
The rest
makes the difference.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, it could, a new rub finish could be applied over the top of it all. Whether you think it's necessary, that's the question.
Vinny has
Yeah, yeah, I'm just looking at this. Could it be as simple as painting it one solid color on a more appropriate color for the foundation, what they might have been, what it might have been, and taking out the new etchings of stone and what have you to make it just less visible? I mean, that's a big project putting that on there. I've seen it done. It's not, it's not cheap and it's not easy. But maybe the solution could be as simple as having it painted just one color. I'm not sure unless, it's hard to know without standing there looking at it and testing it out.
Well, I think that's a good alternative. The question is, what color do you think would make some sense? The lighter gray?
Well, just one color. Yeah, the lighter gray that's there, just that. I mean, the foundations in the historic people painted them all different kinds of colors. Well, I've seen them gray, a dark red fire engine, red, and even a blue one over on Baldwin Street one time. But I think if it just took that, it's just something that would take out that illusion of stonework there, as opposed to brick. It would look more like it was just a stucco that somebody maybe stuccoed over the bricks or something, I think. But that might be the easiest thing to do. I mean, I don't think there's a way to, I don't think it's appropriate that we even try to have this removed. We have to remediate this one somehow.
I think if it's being removed, damage to the old foundation would be significant.
I agree.
I think your comment about maybe the lighter of the two grays being covering the entire thing, so all those fake black joints disappear.
Yeah, they might still be visible from an angle or two, but it would make it less visible from the street. We know that they can see it when they're walking around the neighborhood. But we had this discussion when we were talking about this stuff. And I vaguely, unless I'm thinking of a different property, and we did not want this done.
They do make a water resistive paint that can waterproof this wall instead of just plain old paint.
Oh, they make paint for that. Absolutely, they make paint just for that.
Yeah.
Is the color you're suggesting the color of
the stone
rest of the building, or a different color?
No, he's suggesting the gray of the stone, the lighter of the two colors.
Okay.
I think that would make it stick out much less.
I would agree.
And what if homeowner, what is your thoughts about children? As a solution to.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would.
So the homeowner is suggesting it's something they could do relatively easily.
Right.
Okay.
Right. The exact color I can't tell you. We'd have to. I don't even know that we want to get into that. I just think if it's a solid color, lighter than the house, a little, with a gray in it of some kind, would help to make that disappear.
All right, so there's no other discussion. I'm open to a motion, maybe from you, Commissioner Watt, regarding this.
I can make a motion that the foundation, the faux stone foundation be painted one solid color, lighter than the house, but hopefully a light gray of some kind. And that would mitigate the stone look.
Do you want to articulate the hardship as well?
Well, yeah, under hardship, since the house had a fire and they were making a lot of necessary repairs due to that damage.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Where did it come from?
Judy. Down there.
Judy. No other comments about it? I'll take a vote. No, Marty is yes. Judy?
Yes.
Marissa?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
And an escort?
Yes.
Kevin Coffey? Yes. Thank you. Okay. That's on our way there. Next issue is the first floor front door would be placed without. Can we see the plan after?
You can see the sense of before right here.
New mouse. Enlarge that a little.
Yeah, we'll zoom in on that, please.
Hold on. Keeps breathing on the. There.
It's a panel door.
Yeah.
Panel.
Yeah, is not to go retrograde here, but do you have the historic photo close by as well? No, okay, we can't really see that. Okay. But it's not a double, it's just a big door. Okay.
Well, look like it looked like it was a paneled wood door.
Yeah, I mean that one was wondering if the original was a double door. That's all, and it's not. Clearly, it's not. So that's okay too. Yeah, that was a panel. Like what was it? I don't know how many. Well, when he brings it back up here, we'll see how many panels was there, and it with glass. Yeah, there you go. Almost.
Mouse is very touchy.
There you go. Oh yeah, a couple of panels here.
Like candy, right?
Okay.
And full glass in the upper.
Right. And the other, it looks like they put a thinner door in and they had built up the door frame and what have you.
Okay, so can we see what's there now?
There it is.
Oh boy.
Is this a wood door?
It's a old wood door. We bought it used on the marketplace, so it's a older wood sort of wood door as well. It's not brand new.
Cut glass. I was gonna say the hardware looks similar to this.
Yeah, it was old hardware on that as well. We tried looking for something similar that was there to replace, because the old one was way too far gone by the fire. And so that's the best we can find.
Okay.
You know,
Locks that on the other side of the original.
Any comments, discussion, questions from the commissioners?
I just want to see if we have a picture of the front of the house after the fire.
There was one in, yeah, there was one in there.
There you go. There it is right there.
So what exactly was wrong with the door? Just the windows were out?
It looks like it's burned up.
the inside was all burned up.
Yeah.
And it was being restored or anything?
No, it was burnt up. There was water damage because the roof was open for a while.
Yeah, the door was open. You can see the fire had come out the door at the top of the door. So. Okay.
Did they ever find out what caused the fire?
No,
It was an air fryer.
something in the third floor.
Air fryer on the third floor. First floor. It was the first floor and it traveled up. That was per the previous owners.
Kevin?
Yeah, so the replacement door is narrower than the original door. It's hung reverse so that the hinges are now on the right instead of the left. And so it really does change the look of the front facade of the house. It's not it wasn't a like for like kind of replacement. it must have caused the reframing of the doorway in order to make that thing fit. So it seems like that's. It's not appropriate for the style of the house. And something could be done to rectify that by replacing it with the appropriate size door. That wasn't considered.
He said he thinks that it's the same width as the old door, it's just the sides were built up, the trim around the door.
Yeah.
But the width of the door itself is, again, the panel is the same as the old one.
Why was it one, why did you flip the hinges?
So yes, it's used to it.
It was a used door.
Yeah, it was a used door.
Yeah, so it came that way.
The width and the height look like it's smaller to me.
It does.
But it's small.
It's like 8 by 8 wide. Like the orange roll.
And what was the purpose of building up around the sides then?
Just was some of this new stuff we have to put in like a trim on the door.
So it's an optical illusion. Questions? Commissioners? Now, let me take it to the public for a moment. So I'm gonna open up to the public. Is there anyone who'd like to speak regarding the doors at 21 Mountain View Street? Yes.
Christy Young, 30 Western View Street, Springfield, Mass. So Mike, I'm against the door. One of the reasons I'm against the door is one of the reasons why I'm against a lot of things. It was done without permission. And we all own houses in the Historical Society. When we purchased our house in 2022, we received a notice saying it was in the Historical Society and what was expected of us. Hardship because they didn't know and they didn't ask, that is unacceptable. And when this house was purchased, you had to have liquid assets and you had to show your plans. So they didn't follow the rules. So I don't think there should be a hardship exception. I think they need to follow the rules that all of us have to follow.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I agree, Tom Gallagher, Mountain View Street.
Thank you.
I would not rip off the front door of my house and put on a modern door like that.
Harry Seymour 68 Washington Road, and I just want to add my voice to the lack of building permits to get started here.
Thank you. I'll bring it back to the commission. So it is possible to have a door made to match the door that's there. I was trying to find something quickly on the net, but that was just too slow. So it is possible to have a door made. I think it was interesting that they tried to find an older existing door. But I'm not sure that really is appropriate if the point was to try to find something that matched. So if the idea is it possible to have one made? Yes. Is it possible to find one already existing that matches? Maybe not. So whether or not the door was damaged by fire, I'm not sure I've been convinced, unless you can show me a photograph that the door was really seriously damaged.
Apartment is the best one that we have.
Can you look at the top of the door?
Even on the
Get in. Is that just What is that?
That's all chart. That's fire that came through the broken glass. To look at.
And the panel was, I guess, kicked out or damaged, the bottom right panel, that's why it was, it was a hole as well. And they cut the bottom right corner out as well. Firefighters or whatever, they tried, I guess, opening it.
No, that's where they broke in or tried to break into the house. That panel that you see on the right side that's covered.
After, well, after.
You people.
Trying to break in.
Oh, that's people trying to break in.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Storage different heights. Yes, it is.
So I give an example. This one typically comes up. It is a wood exterior door. This is a Home Depot and that's what type of thing. It is not as detailed and as ornate.
Right.
As our existing door, but something similar is available. Would have to be stained. You'd have to find an appropriate hardware. So my gut feeling is suggests I think the homeowner should take some time and come back to us with an offer for what they can find to replace the door.
Which should really for me, with the stuff.
It's up to commissioners. Commissioner Walsh, thoughts?
Yes, yeah, I have a couple thoughts. Obviously, that door was destroyed. I've been party to a house fire, and the firemen just go right in. They don't care. They're not looking at it. So we can't. That door is gone. I don't think we would have ever approved the other door though. But it's a secure door for them. So I would have no problem with like even a time frame. But I do think that a more appropriate door should be found for this, especially since they used an older door. I like the effort, but it lacks some of the specific detail that historical property should have. And I think they could find one. They just have to look around. So I don't know if there's and when you're mitigating for hardship, we're not going to take the door out, but I think a time frame to allow them to search, and if they haven't found one in a certain time, they can come and tell us. But a lot of these doors get donated. You might just have to do a little wider circuit look around. But at this point, I don't think I can vote to just approve the other one under hardship.
Well, I know that having a delivery time for exterior wood doors could take up to 8 to 10 weeks minimum. So
well, I figured the time if they were looking for an old one to replace it, that might even take more time than that to search around. They are out there, and if they have to get a new door, that will take time as well. I mean, we know it's going to take time, but which is why I think I could vote to allow them time, but I can't vote to allow that door under hardship.
Well, so you're thinking closer to like 6 months time wise with your
Well, we use that number a lot because it doesn't send them out you're not in a rush tomorrow. You have time, you can check reasonable resources, and you can and set time frame in which you can accomplish the change of the door.
So what you're suggesting is that the homeowner comes back with a suggestion of an appropriate door design that he can get. And
yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly that. And then a time for which he can put it in.
Well, I don't know why we would do 6 months, because we do have to remember this was all done without our approval.
Well, I'm not against any other date. I'm just saying we throw 6 months out a lot under hardship when we want people to do something. So it's not just a complete rush. But I'd have no problem with a different time frame. Just whoever makes the motion just has to put a different time frame in. That's all.
6 months or less.
Oh yes, or less.
I would go with 3 months or less.
Well, that sounds like a motion coming.
I'm not making a big jump, so.
Right, well, from an architectural standpoint, it would be good that anything that got done would be better in some better weather, that's for sure. So whoever makes the motion, keep that in mind as well. Any other thoughts or ideas?
There's if the door is the same size, but they've expanded upon the frame here. Is there anything to mitigate that? Because I think stylistically it doesn't really match with what the historic home looks
All
like.
right, so you're adding the frame as well,
Yeah.
the idea of the door, okay.
We still don't have a motion.
No, but she's right about that. The frame is what stuck out to me as being that, that just kind of made that door stick out inappropriately. So, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry about that. What do we have to cover with the motion? We have to the motion that we give the petitioner. I'm going to cut the difference here. I'll say 4 months or less to come back to us with a door that they want. We'll check for appropriateness in the time frame in which it can be installed.
Door and frame.
Door and framing and framing. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that actually we want them to come back within a month with a plan and a door for us to approve, and then 4 or less months to get it installed.
Yep.
Is that not what you meant?
Well, then I will amend my motion to state as such.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, so I'm hearing that you are making that motion.
I did started with, I'd like to make a motion, so this is the motion. I couldn't repeat it back to you if I wanted to, but
I'm gonna clarify. So the plan is to develop a plan within 1 month and to get on the agenda and come back to the commission that will address a replacement door and fixing the framing to how it used to be. And that need to be completed within 6 months. So 1 month, 4 months, sorry, 4 months. So 1 month to get a plan, and then only 3 extra months to execute the plan.
yes, I think that's just what I said.
Okay, so do I have a second?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, so I'll take a vote. Marissa on the door
Yes.
and frame, yes. Judy?
Yes.
I'm sorry, is yes. Vincent Walsh?
Yes.
Diana?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yes.
Okay.
It might be prudent to specify what we expect from the plan. Samples, detailed pictures, drawings.
Yeah.
Certainly detailed pictures.
Yeah.
And dimension.
So last we have the window, the siding was already settled, is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so last is the windows. The windows were never approved, so we're asking, we're going to ask to take a look at what was installed.
You can get somewhat of a sense here.
Originally, they looked like they were all 1/1. Here is a diamond grid up on it.
Wasn't in the top 3 had like diamond grids or something?
Oh,
They're not one of those. They've got a grid pattern on those front.
Yeah,
On the top.
yes. So this is not another.
That's like the 2000, this is the 2015s.
Okay.
So
This is before the fire.
this was 8 years before the fire. So,
So the diamond grid did not exist.
Right.
I think it's there.
No, the diamond grid exists on the top three, but there was no grids on the lower windows anymore. Those looked like they were replaced. Yes.
and there is a certificate somewhere along the way, it's requiring a diamond grid. So that part has never been superseded, so I think that will, it's still technically in effect.
Are they there today? No.
When I talked to you guys, I think during the first round that we were doing this year, you went out and got diamond grids. Is that
The
what-
diamond grids are on the third floor. There's
Yeah, okay, so they've been, and are those interior or exterior? Grids.
Inside.
Inside, okay, so we have inside grids.
That's what you put in there.
Well, maybe I'm missing them. Do we have in this packet what the new windows were?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those they were fixed stones. No, it's not. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the photo now. Of what they're.
No, I meant, in the cross section through them.
Oh,
all
right.
But in other words, what does the sash look like?
This is.
It was probably a clip series.
Commissioner Walsh, you can see the Eclipse series in your packet.
I can see that, and it looks like a low sill, but it doesn't look like a slim line. You know, the side, because it's hard to tell with this different size, you know, bigger window might look slimmer, but the fronts where it hits the sash looks close.
I think what we're seeing here is the interior. Yeah, see, so this is the interior, where it said number 13 was the exterior.
Right, and what we try to get is, instead of having a kind of a look like on the what the interior look, some of them on the outside, the window goes down inside 2 inches of vinyl, even on the outside. And this at least looks like it has a sill that it sits on. That's one of the benefits of having either a better picture or a demo, a model. Because then you can see how it sits, because the sitting on the windowsill is crucial to the approval of a window.
That little section down below where it says number 16. I think.
Oh, let me see.
I think to the left is the exterior. Correct, Marissa?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
And to the right with the higher pieces on the interior, because it looks like they have a slot there for a screen or something to that
Right.
effect. So it looks like, am I correct? Am I looking at that? The outside is to the left of that section? Marissa,
The exterior is on the right.
the interior or exterior is on the right.
The right, I believe, is the exterior. Yeah.
All right, so if that's the exterior, then it's not doing what Commissioner Walsh is suggesting.
I mean, if you can see where it says number 13, it gives the impression that that's sitting down on the sill, but this additional piece must be there or something, which would make the window inappropriate.
The screen is on the outside.
Yes.
It is on the inside.
No, they're on the outside.
On the outside, yeah, inside.
Yeah.
So you're correct, Commissioner. It does not sit down on the sill.
How many windows did you put in the house? 42.
Were all the windows the same size as the openings, so they make the openings smaller?
Yeah, the openings are the same.
Commissioners, even this, where it says the screen option, that window on the left still looks like a low sill, so I'm not sure what that cutaway thing means. You know, unless there was some other very specific picture of the front and how it sits on that property. I certainly can't approve that window.
Here's the side of the house.
This is
Right.
what-
So if you're able to pull this screen up so you could actually see the way it sits.
Yeah, this is the side with you. If I scroll any further, I'll lose the page. I can see if I have other pictures.
Can you pull that one back up? Yeah,
Which one? This one?
the one that shows the up close of the
This one.
windows. as close as
Maybe you can get
up.
close in on these.
Oh.
Oops.
No, that's what I thought. The white piece right where the mouse was, come up to, that is a piece of vinyl.
Yeah.
But it's a screen. It's the screen part, isn't it? I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell from here. I just know that I know that they don't appear to be slim lines, and there are better models than that, and it's not sitting on the sill appropriately. And the grids, I'm not sure what historical grids should have been there. But even the grids up on the top, they didn't do appropriately anyways.
Other commissioners, questions, thoughts?
So I'm confused as to why you put in all the windows without checking the.
Is it possible to give a side by side of that shot and then the new one or the existing windows, the ones that are there now? I'm not
These
seeing
are the ones that.
Yeah, these are
the ones that.
Those
That's
are the
what's in.
replacement windows.
Yes, these are pictures I took.
What's hard is.
That's why they look just like this. Okay, and there's no other questions at the moment, I'll bring it up to the public. To the public for commentary, is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor or not regarding the windows that we now discussed? Yes.
Christy Young, 30 Western View Street, against it, and again, for the same reason as previously discussed. We all did what was expected when you purchased a historical society home. Not only was it was done without permits, and they were specifically told that it wasn't approved, and they did it anyway. So hardship or not, they didn't do what we are all supposed to do.
Anyone else? Okay, yes, in the back.
Jeremy Young, 30 Western View. I believe the windows on the second floor have been resized as well. Comparing old pictures and pictures. So.
For or against?
Against.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Harry Seymour, 68 Washington Road, and I want to add that I'm also against this.
Thank you. In the back.
I'm curious, this is a picture now that we're looking at.
In September 29th.
Yes, okay. On the sides, on the third floor, above the windows, there's some smaller windows. I don't think those were there originally.
They were.
Could we see an older one of a side view? There's some additional windows that were put in.
Right.
Not in the front, but just seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, on both sides, there's some.
Yes.
In the peak.
No, those windows that
They
before.
were there,
Are they
Right.
there?
They've been there before, yeah.
on that side.
On that side.
Let's,
We're at the for or against stage, like.
thank you, Judy.
Yeah,
I would be against it as.
yeah.
Tom Gallagher. On Longview Street also, if you look at some of the older windows. If you go back, if the window pattern is very different from what we're seeing here, they're not 1:1. But during the week, you go back and look at some of the older pictures of us.
For or against?
This is like the for or against stage, that we're asking for the public to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
So you're, just to finish, so you were for or you were against this window?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Against.
Okay, so I'll bring it back to the commission. Further discussion, commissioners?
Sure. I also noticed, just for the record, that there's some resizing going on too, but there's several things I see: inappropriate window, inappropriate sizes, and a failure to use the appropriate grids. And for those three reasons, I would not be able to approve this under hardship. Even if they had, people had come appropriately and asked and didn't do it without permission, I still would have had trouble approving this window. So
I did find a section, Commissioner Walsh, of the, let's show that it sits in a groove, but it is not sitting on the sill on the exterior.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so comments, further thoughts, and I'm open to any motion. I would imagine that if there's no approval, that they have to come back with request to install something that was easier to approve. So I'm open to a motion, even with the thought that the motion may not carry.
I could make a motion to approve the application for hardship for the current windows.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, so this is a motion to approve the windows as they are sitting today. As motion by Commissioner Walsh. I'll start with Commissioner Walsh.
No, sir.
Commissioner Nesco.
No.
Commissioner Coffey.
No.
Commissioner Nardi is no. Commissioner Crowe.
No.
Commissioner Zorzi. So it was voted unanimously not to windows there. So I would imagine that we would want to look for the staff. You would make some question as to how to find something that is appropriate, or that can be done to the window to make it appropriate. But you'll have to come back to it, and I have to be able to do something with it. You know, pero the manual process, no, it's the other you spoken, which is, will show you in the. The work that there's no way to end this.
Nope, so two approvals on one, two denials, I'll issue those certificates and move over it. She brought me, call me, you're welcome to call me. Yeah, I was welcome to call me. And I can give you the approved windows list, but I think you got a lot of feedback tonight in regards to what they're looking for, so. But we can verify that. So, yeah, I guess. I don't know, commission's open to it, but if you have questions for clarification, now would be the time.
No, we don't have any further questions. Take the time you decide what you want. That's the other thing to do. Thank you. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. So now we are on two other matters, correct?
Yes.
Administrative updates.
Yes, just a couple of certificates of non-applicability. 238 Sumner was basically replacing patching an asphalt roof with new asphalt shingles. 32 Spruce Lane was the fence. I received 2 questions I wanted to reach out about regarding these letters of support for CPA projects. If it's for the same project that was for last year, do you want me to update the letter and just reissue it, or do you want them to come before you?
Why would you for the same project as it wasn't?
It wasn't approved. So,
Has anything changed that would possibly not?
I
change our mind?
I would, well, I don't think there would be, but I would ask them, is it the same project you presented last year? If they said yes, and that your approval
project, yeah, we've already thought.
yeah, then I can read
Yeah,
it.
it's exactly the same project, I don't see why we need to hear it again.
Okay. So I will let applicants know going forward, with 101 Mulberry, that would have been a good example. So, so there's that one. 32 Hampton Street is in a National Register district. They've obtained funding for, I think, CPA, or I think they've received CPA funding. No, they received some other type of funding through the Office of Housing. The project involves reinstalling the water shutoffs, a new sewer line, adding some drainage and HVAC. Is that something you would want to see under environmental review? I think the part that would probably be most visible are reinstalling the water shutoffs on the outside of the building.
Not sure there's some usually on.
Inside, are they? Would there be anything on the outside?
Mostly the underground.
Okay, so that's what I thought, but there was some indication that they might be on the outside, but
If they are, then they can bring it to us, but if not. That's not necessary.
okay, so if it's all, okay. I will let them know that if it's all inside work, then they're good to go. Okay, so, I think that's all I have. We went over Attorney Shuchuk's letter or email regarding historic preservation. And that's it.
So, any correspondence?
You did receive something up on top of those notebooks right there from Mass Historic, I believe. Commissioner, no. Right there, you just moved it.
This right here?
Not the paper.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Regarding, United States. I thought it was interesting when I was reading, they were concerned that the buildings did not have names, only addresses. Do all buildings have names?
I
Not that I know.
didn't think it was.
Some do, some don't.
You could call it an art building if you want.
But yeah, that's the only correspondence from Matt's story.
Yeah, do we need to do anything with it?
No.
I thought it was interesting, we certainly home.
Do you want to give it just a quick overview for those who haven't read it?
Is anyone else?
I did.
Oh, no copies? Well, Massachusetts Historical Commission have completed a review of the National Register nomination prepared for the Main and State Street Commercial Historic District. And their comments are basically incorporated into a revised draft. The memos are in here if you want to read them. There's some revisions that they're requesting. And some of the comments, like I just said, was some of the buildings are identified by street address, but not given names, which I thought was unusual, very strange. They want to make sure there's a brief discussion of the integrity in the summary descriptions. Example 133, 141 State Street, this building needs to be given a name.
It's that clock tower building there on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a name for it. And I just can't. They came before us.
There is a name.
There is a name for it.
It's not the.
They also asking additional names for architects and builders. More description on the architecture. Makes some sense. Historic research survey. If there's any survey to include the numbers for them. Maps, figures, photographs, we need more photographs to be replaced if the rehabilitated buildings look different. And please continue on.
Thanks all the night.
That's the pictures of them. Okay. So next you have the quorum call for the 5th of March.
I'm not going to be available.
It's the fifth, is that what you're saying?
It's the 5th of March. That is the day after the greatest day of the year. Thank you.
What happens that day?
What is that day? It's the only day that encourages you to move forward.
She's hungover.
March 4th. Everybody can do it.
Okay. I'll be here.
Also,
March 4th. Sorry, missed it. Mile right over.
But the meeting is March 5th. And I said I won't
Are
be
you
here.
available March 5th, Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
But as my only caveat, always double check.
yeah, I should.
Yes.
No. She didn't invite me this year, I don't know.
Oh, I'm not gonna be on the States. No.
Okay.
March 19th, I will not be here. So
Sacrilege.
I know, I just have a commitment. I am unavailable to miss, so, so
Are you suggesting we skip it out to?
it's up to you guys. I am just, the last 3 weeks in March just aren't gonna do well for me. So, if you want to skip, we can. I know CPA is probably looking for these letters. CPC is looking for the letters. So I'm working to arrange either someone sitting in, either Phil, Brian.
Or CP can get the letters to us on the 5th.
Yeah, it all depends on when they trickle in. So, but I'm gonna try to arrange for someone to be here.
Okay. Did you get your form call?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. The last on the agenda is whether or not we will Adjourn?
No.
Oh, speak up. All right, I will open up to speak up with one coming here. We would like to thank you for having come to the commission and all the time that you take.
I'm retiring.
But we invite you to return as often as you.
I'm old enough.
All right, we just check.
I'm sorry, no, well,
We invite you to return as often as you like.
thank you so much.
I think you've been.
I
very-
am confident that Gary's gonna do a great job.
May I add something to this, Harry? I'd love just personally thank you for always good thoughts, always good attention, and we need more people just like you to help us to keep the Springfield Historical Commission what it is. So thank you for doing all this.
Yes.
And you never know, in the future, there may be openings for a commissioner.
Yeah, come on.
Alternate.
We are looking for alternates right now.
Keep thinking.
He'd be running for cover. Right?
I've enjoyed my 3 years here and probably will not come back, except maybe on occasions when there are important things to discuss. And I will put in my list, comment is another plug again for new construction guidelines.
Yes.
And I will say again that Judith and Brian, when I was in your subcommittee, there was some good thinking in
And
it.
we got notes, I still have those recordings,
Yeah.
because we met with Jim Boone and Bob Carroll.
Yeah.
Me and Brian, I don't remember his last name, but we did a neighborhood, about the, what do you call it? Like the different, the era of all the different houses and the
Yes, yeah.
streets have different stuff, so I still have those recorded.
Yeah. I should have a good start on it.
I sure will, I'll send those recordings to you.
That would
Yeah.
really be.
And if you have any notes as well.
Got plenty of notes, and reach out to Brian.
Thank you, Commissioner
Thank
Walsh,
you.
thank you.
Okay, we also have another.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Johanna Hodge, 40 West Ruby Street, just as something that's always been a curiosity to me over the past few years. And I don't know who the current owner of the old First Church is, if that's still the city or not, but I walked in when you were speaking about restoration. But I've always recalled, and I would remind the commission that the rooster weather vane was removed from the old First Church and stored in the guise of it being stored for safekeeping. In light of planned renovations several years ago, I think there was actually an article about that on the Republican when that happened. I know it's a very prominent part of that building. I have a old postcard that's specifically about the rooster on the old First Church. I have a booklet commemorating the 100th anniversary of the old First Church, I think in 1918 and whatever that was. That speaks to the significance of the rooster weather vane. And I've always been curious what happened to that rooster weather vane. It seems like a very significant part of that building and something that should be restored. All other restoration might be happening on the building. So.
Well, you may be able to get the name of the owner on the GIS.
It's the city, so I can look into it and you're welcome to email me and try to find an answer.
Send them a letter.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
If they're interested or not.
Yeah. Or it got scrapped.
No, it's probably in storage,
It's
like.
Behind.
Yeah. The city does have storage facilities and things like that. I'm quite sure they would not have gotten that, but I don't think so.
Hope to see it back up there someday.
So maybe we can get it back up and covered with some fake stone and mortar.
Thank you.
Anyone else for speak up? We spoke. I bring it back to the commission. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.